Hey everybody, welcome back to Veteranbassin, and today we're going to be discussing the good old frog. Stay tuned. Now the frog can be one of those things where the frog is one of those things that's a joy to do. It is a joy to fish it. It is a technique that produces big fish, to be all honest with you. And it's a technique that don't really require a technique specific combo to use it. You understand? So, with that being said, let's get into the frog. Now, before I actually do that, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. And don't forget to comment on anything else you would like to see. The frog. This is the bait that I would say is the king of the slop, of the nasty stuff, of the downright junk of fishing. If you're looking, I have the pointy head frog, I like to call it. If you not know, you know what I'm saying, very the eat me sign, so it is a Guggen bait. But the frog is one of those places that you could throw back in anything, and come out without a problem. It is made to be fished anywhere, everywhere, over lay down trees, under docks. You can fish it up under there. You can fish this thing back in the weeds. You can fish it over matted grass, lily pads, anywhere you could think of, you could throw this thing. Now, I am going to tell you, first of all, the rod, reel, and line selection that I like to use, and then I'll go into little tidbits about the frog. So, with that being said, line, I like to go either heavy or extra heavy when frog fishing. It just produces big old gals. That's just what it does. Don't get me wrong, there'll be occasions where you do get the small bite, maybe 1 to 2 pounder, but a lot of times it be them big girls that actually go for the frog. Unlike the buzz bait, you could actually let this sit and it will float on the water. Pretty much about like this. It will float. Now, line, I like to go 30 to 60 pound braid. Now that would depend on where I am fishing this thing. If I am fishing it in light garbage, then I go with 30-pound braid. There's no point in overdoing it. And then the 30-pound braid casts better. If I'm throwing this into the thickest of the thick, into that straight nasty garbage, you've seen it on the water, then I go up to about 60-pound braid. That way I have enough muscle behind me that I can wrench the fish out, that I can wrench them out of there. Now, one thing, and the reel, you want at least, I like to go with a 8:1 gear ratio, but you can actually go a little bit slower with that. One thing I found is, again, that Abu Garcia Black Max, which is a 6:4 to 4 gear ratio, it still pulls them up out of there. It has done it. I've seen it with my own eyes. As long as you got the right rod and line to back you up, I have seen it wrench them out. That thing is a workhorse. Excuse me. There is a cadence to fishing this, and it's kind of a walk the dog motion. And that is the one thing you really gonna have to learn when using this bait. You're gonna have to learn how to walk the dog. One, there's another one where you pretty much skip it across the water as you're reeling it real fast. Sometimes they want it that way, but majority of the time, you're going to get your bites in the holes in the cover, whether it's a hole in the matted grass, a hole in the tulies or the weeds, or however you want to call it, even above the lay down trees. You know what I'm saying? The little branches sticking up. There's holes in those, that's where you'll get your bite. And that's where you will have to learn how to walk the dog in one spot. That's all you have to do. You got to walk it in one spot. When you go to do your hook set, the minute you hear the blow up of the water, and believe you me, you're going to want to do it. You're going to want to swing on them the minute you hear that blow up. No, you don't do that. What you do is you give it a 2-second count before you put it to them. 2-second count, because they don't really have it fully when they first blow up on this thing. And sometimes they just blow up on it and they knock it out of the water. So you got to really train yourself to look at that bait before you set the hook to make sure that they have it. Now, when is a good time to fish this? Generally the time to fish this bait is early morning, most of the time really before the sun truly comes up, and late in the afternoon, like right before it goes down. Time of the year, you could actually fish this during the spawn. You could actually fish this during the spawn. A lot of people don't think that you can, but you can actually catch bass during the spawn on the frog and on the top water. More specifically, a certain top water, but you can do it on the frog. But there's a different top water that you can use to catch bass during the spawn. But where it shines is pretty much post spawn to, I would say, the fall turnover. I mean, the transition already happened, but during the fall turnover is where, you know what I'm saying, I would say it pretty much ends at, that range. Color selection don't really matter, because for real, if you really think about it, the bass is looking at it from the bottom. And biggest of it, they're just going to really see the shadow of the bait. They're not really going to see any color anyway. That is unless you're using a straight white bottom, which you're using a straight white bottom, then yeah, but 9 times out of 10 they're not going to see this thing. So really the color don't really matter, especially on the top, because they can't see it anyway. And that is frogging at its simplest form. Get out there and give it a try. And don't forget to subscribe, like, and hit that notification bell. And comment on anything else you would like to see or learn or know about. Or if you just got an opinion, put it out there. Thanks again for watching. 1.